Hey guys, welcome back to The Space Between. In today's tutorial we're going to explore some Hatha yoga for the third eye chakra. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And if you like this video, then feel free to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe for some more. Thank you guys. Okay, so if you want to start in a comfortable seated position, we're going to sit wherever we don't really have to think about our body too much. So wherever your knees feel comfortable, you can place the hands on the knees facing down if you want to keep the energy inwards. And if you want to open up to the universe a little bit, you can roll those palms out. Roll the shoulder blades back and down, straightening the spine, grounding down with the hips and sitting up nice and tall, chin parallel, closing the eyes. Taking a few breaths here and just checking in with the breath and with the mind. How are you feeling today? How is the mind today? A little bit tired? Are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you excited? Are you happy? All these things are fine, and remembering that emotions are fleeting. Okay, we're going to begin by doing a short body scan, and we're just going to allow the breath to be at a natural pace and rhythm, not trying to change anything. So beginning at the crown of the head, we're just going to gently scan down the back of the head, the eyes, down the nose, the cheeks, the jawline, the chin, scanning down the neck, just being aware of any tension but not trying to change it. And then when you get to your shoulders, just bring the attention to the left shoulder first, scanning down the left arm towards the left elbow. Continue scanning down towards the left wrist, all the way to the tips of the fingers and the thumb. Just noticing how the left arm feels in comparison to the right. Before we bring our attention over to the right shoulder and slowly begin to scan down towards the right elbow, scanning down towards the right wrist, and once again all the way to the tips of the fingers. Bringing our awareness to the chest, slowly scanning down, being aware of the ribs going all the way around the body and joining in with the spine there as well as we slowly scan down towards the belly, into the hips. Just being aware of any tension, not trying to change anything. And just taking a moment here to put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. And just checking in with the breath, seeing where the breath is at this moment in time. Maybe it's in the chest, quite short and sharp. Or maybe it's down in the belly, taking some deep belly breaths. Remembering that we're not trying to change it right now, we're just being aware of where the breath is. Okay, bringing the hands back to the knees. So we're going to scan from the left hip and continue scanning down the left buttocks, the left thigh, into the knee, just being aware of any tension. Scanning down the left knee, down the shin towards the ankle. Scanning the heel of the foot and all the way along to the ball of the foot. And continue scanning all the way to the toe pads. Just noticing the left leg and the right leg, how they differ or how they feel the same. Bringing the attention now to the right hip, slowly scanning the right buttocks, down the right thigh, Scanning to the right knee. Again, being aware of any tension in the knees. Scanning down the right shin, calf, down the leg towards the right ankle. Scanning the heel to the ball of the foot and all of the toe pads. Okay, and if you can, keeping the eyes closed, we're going to practice some alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing. And I use my right hand because I'm right-handed, so I'll demo it with that. And what we want to do is we want to have our right thumb up and we want to have our right ring finger up. And as we do this practice, when we're covering the right nostril, we're using our thumb, and when we're covering the left nostril, we're using our ring finger. Okay, so let's do a few rounds together, and then we can do some with a little guidance from me. So covering the right nostril with the right thumb. We're going to inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On your own, inhale, left. Hold. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Hold. Exhale, left. Okay, on your own pace. And after your last left exhale, we're going to place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly once more, just focusing on the breath. Just being aware of where the breath is now. Being aware as it passes from your nose, all the way down to the chest, all the way deep into the belly on the inhale. And then as you exhale, just notice as it leaves the belly, it leaves the chest, and it leaves the nostril a little bit warmer than before. By slowly becoming aware of the breath, we're able to change the breath without forcing the change, if that makes sense. Okay. When you're ready, just gently fluttering open the eyelids, being aware that the light may take you a moment to adjust to your surroundings. Okay. Alright then. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to do a few cat-cows from a seated position. So I'm going to have my hands nice and open and straight, and I'm going to pull my chest back, tilt my chin up. You can close your eyes if you want to. Really leaning forwards, and then I'm going to arch my back like an angry cat, tilting back, And it feels so nice after a long day's work to be stretching out like this. Whether you're in an office chair or like me if you're walking around a lot. So nice just to stretch out the body. Let's try and inhale as we're looking up. And then exhale as we're bringing it back. One more time, inhale, looking up. And exhale, really nice guys, good. Okay, I'm going to plant my right hand, I'm going to inhale. And I'm really going to reach over. And then I'm going to exhale, let it go a little bit further down. Good, let's swing it around to the other side. Inhale, reach up and over. Feel a nice side stretch. Try and roll the shoulder open. Maybe looking up at the ceiling. Good, let's try that again. Inhale, reach. Okay. And inhale, reach. Feel the stretch, guys. Feels so good. Alright, let's put our hands on our knees. We're going to inhale, we're going to drop to the right. And then once we get to the center, we're going to begin to exhale, moving all the way around, trying to ground those seat bones nice and down. Hear my hip clicking. One more time. Trying to get those sit bones to stay down. And the other way, let's go left. Moving with those inhales and exhales. Good, we're going to bring the hands back. Actually, let's take the feet, take the feet out and then just close them again the opposite way. So just crossing the legs the opposite way that you did. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back and then I'm going to uninterlace them and reinterlace them sort of the odd way around. So the odd hand is on top. Okay, bit of a mind mess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Right, let's have our hands so they're reaching out, shoulder blades back and down, maybe tilting the chin up and just working out any kinks in the neck if that feels good. Oh, nice and open in the shoulders. Good, and then release. I'm going to bring the hands up and again we're going to reach up and over. I'm going to inhale and then exhale reaching. And I'm going to really push and ground my fingers into the ground and really pull my, draw my shoulder blades back. Inhale and then exhale, slowly walking the hands a little bit further forward. Trying to ground down with the sit bones. And slowly walking back. And we're going to swing it over now and do some more cat-cows. So, knees are hip width apart, hands are nice and spread. Maybe do a few ankle circles if that feels good here. Okay, I'm going to inhale, look up. Tilt that pelvis. And then exhale. Really trying to spread the shoulders apart. Inhale, looking up. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, I'm really pushing my hands down into my mat. Almost trying to spread my shoulders as far apart as I'll go. Inhale, looking up. And exhale down. Good. Okay, we're going to open the knees a little bit here and then kiss the big toes and come down into child's pose. Maybe rocking the head from side to side if that feels good. And just take a moment to come back to the breath here. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, trying to keep those nice big belly breaths happening. And I just invite you now to set an intention for today's class. So perhaps it is to bring some clarity to a situation off of the yoga mat. Perhaps it is to bring more awareness to Ajna chakra, the level of the third eye. Or perhaps it's just to allow yourself the length of this video to just relax and take some time to top yourself up, because as I'm always saying, we can't pour from an empty cup. Okay, we're going to come up. We're going to drop the hips to the right on an inhale, and then when you get to the center, begin to exhale, rolling the hips back. Inhale, drop to the right. Exhale, roll the hips back. Good. This time we're going to drop the hips on the inhale to the left, and then exhale, roll them back. And with each hip roll, we're trying to get a little bit more open. Try and get those hips to make bigger circles and really move in a fluid way, almost like a wave in the ocean. Just slowly lapping at the shore. You'll come back into child's pose. Lift the hips. We're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to raise the knees and hover here. Pushing down into the hands. Maybe playing with the legs a little bit lower than we'd like, until you can really feel it in the core. And then slowly exhale. And I'm just going to walk the dog, so really just enjoy pedaling out the feet here. If your heels can touch the ground in downward facing dog, that's great, but if they can't, that's absolutely fine. Okay, and just to show you how good this can feel in the upper body, just bend the knees nice and deep, rolling the shoulders apart like jam jar lids, as one of my yoga teachers used to say. And really spreading the hands, tucking, or sorry, just gently, sucking the belly button towards the back of the spine. And then walking it out once more. Making any adjustments that feel good. And playing around with the ankles a little bit. Okay, and then in your own time, you're going to step or hop to the front of your mat. You're going to widen the stance a little bit, so your feet are going to be hip width apart, or maybe just a bit wider. We're going to hold on to the elbows, bend the knees, and just release here. Maybe rocking back and forward, or side to side. And this is really nice if you get any tension in your lower back at any point. You can come back to this posture. Maybe to have the hands open and surrender. And then bend the knees. Slowly rolling up, vertebra by vertebra, until we're standing. Okay. Alright then, so I'm just going to move back a little bit so you can see me. So we're going to begin today's class. Or the main part of today's class, with our Hatha part, by standing in Padahastasana, which is our forward fold. So, come to the front of your mats, or the centre. You're going to put the hands on the hips, roll the shoulder blades back and down, and then slowly start to bend from the hips. Feet are hip width apart. And if you want to, you can have some cushions here underneath the hands. What we're trying to do is keep that spine straight. So if you feel like it's starting to curl or hunch at any point, you can just bring some cushions here. Or even if you find it really hard, you can also use a chair, okay? So I've got this bench here. So wherever my flexibility is at, that's absolutely fine. You can micro bend the knees a little bit so that they're not locked. Trying to keep the spine straight. I'm going to close the eyes. And the chakra here that we can focus on is our root chakra. And the colour is red. Feeling grounded. Feeling any telluric energy, any earth energy. Rising through the body to give us a little bit of extra energy and a little bit of extra grounding today. This is a lovely exercise to do either on the beach in the sand or on a mountain if you can get your feet just on the earth or even just on grass. It's really lovely. The element of the root chakra or Muladhara chakra is earth, so it's really lovely to be able to do this outside in nature, and I highly recommend that you do this if you can. If you find this posture challenging, that's absolutely fine. You can always come out of it and then gently come back into it. Okay, bending the knees and just slowly rolling up. Closing the eyes. And just take a moment seeing how the body and mind react to this posture. Alright, and then when you're ready, I'm just going to stand back a bit just so you guys can see me. I'm going to step or kind of hop my feet apart. Okay, and get them quite wide. And we're just going to have a little look at our triangle posture here, or Trikonasana. So I'm going to go to my I'm going to go to my right first and have my left arm in the air. So I'm going to almost reach like I'm trying to go to my right side, and then I'm going to tilt my right side up. So I know some variations we're down here, there's lots of different types. We're just going to try and keep the body quite high up in this posture, and I'm just going to try and open my shoulders. I'm really working in my side body here. You can look up if you like. Maybe closing the eyes. Perhaps feeling some fire in the belly. Good, now when you're ready, come back to center. Just releasing the hands. Closing the eyes. This posture is working on our Manipura chakra, which is at the level of the navel. Colour is yellow. And we will be exploring Manipura in a lot more detail in the next couple of months later in the series, so I won't go into it too much today. And the reason we're doing a couple of other postures today, guys, is to kind of charge up, because if we go straight to Ajna chakra, sometimes that can be quite challenging, especially if we're just beginning our yoga journey. So these are just to kind of help charge us up and bring some of the energy, drawing it down and then bringing it up towards the level of the third eye, and that's why we're doing a couple of these today. Okay, bringing the hands out. And so I'm going to reach towards my left. I'm going to bring my right hand up in the air. I'm looking at the ceiling. Again, I'm trying not to slope into my body, trying to keep the shoulder open. Manipura chakra, colour is yellow. You spread the fingers. Good, and then slowly release. Closing the eyes. Just taking a moment here. Okay, so actually I'll stay here. So we're going to practice our let's practice our tree posture first of all, slightly easier version. So let's practice our Vrikasana, and we're going to bring our hands to our hips, and we're just going to rock back and forth on the hips a little bit. I know my head's a little bit cut off here, guys, but to be honest, my legs, in fact, I'm going to actually just stand forward so you can see my legs a bit more, because that's more important in this part of the posture. So I'm just going to bring our weight so it's nice and even, and then if you can see, I'm going to spread my toes and then place them down, and I've got a nice even weight distribution here, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands to I'm going to actually bring my hands to heart center today, or you can also bring them, I'll just step back so you can see me, or you could also bring them to Ajna chakra. In fact, let's do that. Let's bring it to Ajna chakra because that's what we're focusing on today. And I'm going to bring my weight into my left side. So my weight is in my left foot, my right heel is just coming up to hug it. And again, guys, if you want to take this variation with the foot below the knee, or this variation with the foot above the knee, then you can. Just remembering that we're squaring the hips and we're not trying to force that knee open, okay? So square the hips and wherever the knee is, that's fine. And we're not slumping down into it either, okay? So we're nice and straight, nice and tall in the spine. You can bring the hands to heart center. Or if you want to, you can bring it so the thumb is touching the forehead. So we're at the level of Ajna chakra here, the third eye. Colour is purple or indigo. Element is light. It's really hard because I can see myself wobbling on the screen. Element is light. And slowly release. Closing the eye. Eyes, not just one eye, closing both eyes. Okay, so we're doing it on our left side first because it's our feminine side, it's our receiving side. And now we're going to go to our masculine side, our right side. So we're going to ground down in the right, spread out those toes. And then try and do whatever variation you did last time. So I'm going to get my leg up here, hopefully. Squaring the hips. Bringing the hands wherever you would prefer. Finding your drishti point, finding your focus point. It's our masculine side here. And we need to receive from the feminine side before we can give from our masculine side. Okay, slowly release, closing the eyes. We're going to move on now to our Garandasana or eagle posture. And we've done this posture a few times. So we're going to come on to, just sort out my pants, feel like a frog. We're going to come on to our left foot first. So I'm really spreading those toes, nice and even weight distribution. And we're going to bring the right leg around. You can keep your right toe on the ground for balance. You can lift it, or you can even wind, she says, around your leg, but I find my hips go a bit all over the place, so I'm actually just going to try and leave mine here today. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. And then we're going to bring our left hand in front of us, bend the elbow. We're going to wrap our right around it, roll the shoulder blades back some more, and then lower the hands. Yeah? Just like we have on previous videos. I'm going to stand on the side, guys. I think it'll be a bit easier for you guys to see. Focusing on the thumb, and then moving that focus out towards the back of the wall. Keeping your drishti point and your focus point. As you inhale, straightening the spine, and as you exhale, trying to go a little bit deeper, bending the knees. Again, this is our feminine side, our lunar side. More on that a little bit later on. Slowly release, closing the eyes. Just noticing any changes in the body, in the mind. Okay, then we're going to come onto our right side. And again, I'm going to come onto the side so you can see. So I'm grounding down with my right foot. I'm bringing my left over my right, or you can intertwine it and wind it around your leg, it's up to you. Bringing my right arm up, bent at the elbow, wrapping my left hand around it, rolling the shoulder blades back and down, and again, finding my drishti, finding my focus point. Bending the knees, squaring those hips. Colour is indigo. Element is light. Bringing the attention to the level of the third eye. Really trying to find a drishti point at the level of the third eye, between the eyebrows. Finding your stillness. And then slowly release, closing the eyes. Just bringing your awareness to any areas that draw your attention. Good. Okay, I think we're going to come onto the floor of the mat now. Sorry, onto our bellies, onto our mats. And we're just going to do a little bit of Dharandasana or bow posture. This is again focusing on Manipura, the level of the navel. Colour is yellow. If you imagine like a warrior, that could be like a physical embodiment of this chakra. We'll check the time. Yeah, okay. All right then. So we're going to take hold of the ankles, and we're going to round the shoulders back and down. Chin is parallel to the floor. I like to keep my my feet flexed in this posture, and I'm slowly going to reach up. Be nice and gentle with yourselves. Obviously, if you have like a hernia or something, any stomach issues, and you need to avoid this posture, that's fine. Close the eyes. Balancing on the hips, trying to stop the knees from splaying out. And then slowly just release, making your hand a cushion. And then finally, before we do our last posture, we're just going to rock this out a little bit. So we have been playing with Halasana posture, otherwise known as Plow pose. And for this posture, I personally find it easier than a shoulder stand, as some people don't. So just respect your body now. If you're feeling like, I'm feeling like I need a good stretch, and I'm feeling like I've had a good stretch because I really needed one after work. If you're finding this posture quite difficult still, it might be that you just need to warm up the body even more than we have done already, which is absolutely fine. So yeah, just please listen to your body when you're practicing this one. You can also begin just practice rocking it out because it can seem a little bit scary. So we can bring our hands behind our thighs and we can just rock back and forth, just playing with where your feet go. I see I've got to go a bit further forward. Being aware if, like me, you have a wall, or you might want to use the wall. You might want to put your feet on your wall and walk down. If you feel a bit scared about your feet going over your head. And then eventually I tend to get my feet over my head, but then what I'll do is I'll really hold, interlace my fingers and I'll shuffle my shoulders right back. And by shuffling my shoulders back, it means that the weight isn't on my neck. And it's nice and protected. Trying to get my feet nice and straight here. My legs straight, my toes pointed. Not looking out to the side, so you might want to watch this first. I love this posture. I'm just playing around with it, trying to find a little bit more space. Really enjoying being on the shoulders. Pushing down onto those shoulders. Again, guys, you shouldn't feel any strain in your neck here.
So if you feel strain in your neck, feel free to play with it a little bit more. I will find a very detailed link of how to do this posture, like all written down, and I'll leave it in the comments box below. Description box below. And close the eyes. Bring the attention to the level of the third eye. Again. Colour is purple or indigo. Element is light. Really spreading those toes. I'm going to try and really lift my tailbone towards the sky. Pushing down with my shoulders really grounding down. And then when you're ready, you can release in any way feels good to you. I quite like to just bring my hands to the backs of my legs and just gently come out of the posture and just lying still for a moment here. We're going to come into our last posture now, and we're going to use this posture as quite a nice little meditation posture. So I'm going to show you it from behind first of all. So it's called, I think it's called Varanjasana, or I want to say it's diamond pose, but I might be getting that confused with another one. So I will have a little look, and I'll list these poses below, and I'll actually list probably some other descriptions of how to get in them, just in case you're a little bit like me. Sometimes I like to see a written way of entering a posture. So basically we're going to have our bum on our feet, like so, kind of cradling, the feet are kind of cradling the bum. And if you find this uncomfortable to begin with, you can roll up a yoga mat or use a cushion and pop it underneath your knees. And this just creates a little bit of space here, because it can be quite painful in this position in the beginning. We're going to do just a short meditation on this today, actually. So I'm going to just keep an eye on the time, and we'll just do a few minutes today. But if you want to, you can build up to this, and even having like 10 minutes in this posture is lovely. We're going to bring our hands to where's my notes? Yeah, we'll bring the hands. Roll the shoulder blades back. Bring in the hands so that my thumbs are kind of sort of cupping my hips a little bit. Okay, my spine's nice and straight. I'm going to close the eyes. Now this posture is really great for when you're meditating on Anahata, which is the heart chakra, and Ajna chakra. It tends to kind of hit both of these chakras. So today, obviously, we're going to be focusing on Ajna chakra. And as we listen to some of the music today, you might find that you're focusing more on Anahata, on the heart chakra, and that's fine. If that happens, then just go with it and see what happens, I think. But most of the time, you'll probably find that you go with Ajna chakra more in the beginning. So closing the eyes, and we're going to try and just bring some attention to the third eye. So really looking upwards and inwards into the third eye, between the eyebrows. Trying to keep that spine nice and straight. And listening to the music. And every time the mind wanders, just smile and bring it back to the breath. Okay, and in your own time, guys, gently fluttering the eyelids open. Coming to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center. And of course, if you want to, you could lie down on your back, on your mat, in Shavasana for 5 or 10 minutes, just to let any extra energy settle. It's nice if you're doing a meditation for 5 to 10 minutes. You can use that because you're sitting very still. But if you still need a little bit more grounding, especially if you have to go out into a busy outside world, I definitely would just recommend lying down on your mat and taking 5 minutes or longer if you have it. So bringing the hands to heart center, closing the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, on my channel. I really appreciate it. And also thank yourselves for just giving yourself a little bit of time out to top yourself up. I hope you leave your mats feeling a little bit lighter. Thank you very much. Namaste.